Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and get rolling. Kyle from ForeUp, if you'd like to go ahead and kick us off, that'd be great.
Thank you so much, Rob. I am Kyle Spencer. I'm the Director of Partner Relations at ForeUp. And let me tell you how excited that I am to be able to be on this webinar with all of you. We at ForeUp are extremely dedicated to our clients, that's you all, and we also love working with our partners. This webinar series is the first of many that we're going to be doing. This year, we've been adding apps to our app store, which is found in the drop-down menu. There's a lot of them in there right now. Over the next couple of weeks or months, we're going to be optimizing that app store so that it's a little bit easier to navigate, so that you can better understand the opportunities that are available and technologies that are there for you as one of our ForeUp clients to be able to use and enable. Today, we thought we'd get started with the Gallus Golf customer experience solution because it's amazing. And we thoroughly enjoy working with the people at Gallus. They have been in the industry for many years and they understand golf and they understand the customer experience. Now, the customer experience might be a player, might be a member, might be somebody just visiting your course or facility or club, however you like to name your place of business. And you'll learn throughout the course of this webinar that the Gallus Golf customer experience solution really will take your business to the next level, being able to interact with your players, customers, you will call them, or members. So I'm going to turn the time over to Rob Hoffman. He loves what he does, and he's passionate about making the customer experience top notch. Go ahead, Rob.
Perfect. Thanks, Kyle. So let me take a quick minute to introduce myself and Gallus Golf to you. First of all, we are super thrilled to be a new partner of ForeUp. We at Gallus Golf believe that partnering with other best-in-class services is a fantastic way for us to just to continue to expand our services and continue, honestly, to do what we feel is right in the golf industry. I do want to just answer one quick question as we get started here. David Clausen asked, should we see anything but the phone? I see the mouse arrow moving. Not yet. I haven't advanced from slide one, David, so just hang on tight. We're going to get moving here in just a minute with some of the other presentation. We're just introducing ourselves here at the moment. Gallus Golf, we are well known as a mobile app technology provider throughout the industry. I'm sure some of you have heard of us. Some of you may or may not have done business with us in years gone by, but we like to really consider ourselves more of a customer engagement and customer experience piece of technology than just a mobile app. The mobile app being what we feel is really probably the best way, because pretty much everybody's got a smartphone to deliver that message and deliver that engagement. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what we're bringing to the table here for you with ForeUp, go through some of these details, and then we will have a question and answer period at the end. And as I mentioned, there is the opportunity for you to type in some questions into the question panel here in the webinar as well. No need to use the feature to raise a hand or anything. Just go ahead and type in the questions and I'll get to them as we go through the webinar. May have Kyle address some of the questions also, depending on what they are. So let's go ahead and get rolling with this. Custom branded mobile apps. I want to first talk about why custom and what we mean by custom and custom branded. We really feel like it's super important for a golf course to be able to capture and own your audience and engage with your audience. And there's so many solutions out there right now that combine all the golf courses in the world, or thousands of golf courses, or even just hundreds of golf courses. What we take issue with that is you work really hard at your golf course to get connected to these people to begin with. And to do that and build on that connection, we feel like the only way for you to do it is to have ownership of that, where it's not an application or it's not a way to connect with people, that you're also sharing that space with a golf course that might be right across the street or right across town that you're competing with. So we're providing a course specific experience. As you see the notes are, there's no in-app competition for presence with your customers. There are no other golf courses in there. And it gives you then, of course, complete control over what that communication is. The screenshot you hear is typical of one of our apps. You are also in complete control, custom in here, of what all these buttons say, a lot of what they do, where they point to. We're going to get through some of those details here in just a little bit. One of the things that we feel is super important in building this technology to create this engagement and experience for your customer is to have compelling features built in there. We want to have a reason for them to be connected to you. So when the time does come that you want to communicate something out, whether it's just information, like we're aerating our greens at this time, whether it's um, a piece that you're just trying to sell something, whether it's an offer that you have going out or a loyalty program or rewards program, whatever it may be, we want to make sure that there are compelling reasons for them to be connected to the app. One thing a lot of people here at Gallus hear me say all the time is consider your app almost like you're programming a television station. And when programming that television station, for your commercials to have the greatest effect, the television shows that you're programming in there have to have the greatest effect. So we've built some things in here for you. Of course, as a lot of apps, we do have a pinpoint GPS with the ability for them to look at specific areas from where they're currently located with their phone, whether that's layup distances, distances to clear hazards, a distance to a tree, a distance over well, that's to clear a hazard over a lake or whatever it may be. That's all put in there for you. Easy scoring and game tracking. Foursomes can be in there. You can play games, a best ball. They can have net or gross components. Any type of scoring that you can think of that you'd like to get in there. Kind of getting rid of all the dots and dashes and circles that are on all those paper scorecards out there. We've built that in there for you. At the end of the round, the ability is in there also to for that specific app user, whoever the phone belongs to one click post their score to maintain their handicap, whether it's to GIN. In some states, that means GolfNet. In Canada, it could mean Golf Canada as well. We do have the capability of live leaderboards built in here. So if you have an outing or a group that comes out, you can build a leaderboard for their event for the day. Don't confuse that with the tournament software. It could just be a group of 8, 12, 16 golfers that comes out and you build a special leaderboard just for them without a full-on tournament software being implemented. I'll talk about tournament software in just a little bit as well. We do have the capability to add to your service a click to order food and beverage. They can view from multiple menus, multiple items within the menu, multiple options, and go straight to click to order, even process payments. This can also run an application on top of your point of sale system to be able to enter orders just like a server would enter an order, with the application being the server for you, receiving the orders that way. We do have the ability for you to provide app exclusive offers. App exclusive meaning they have to have the app to receive the offer. The importance we feel in them having to have the app to receive the offer is it directs that golfer or customer in their behavior to your app. So everything else that you're trying to convey is right in front of them all the time, shaping their behavior to be in your channel all of the time. Simple tee time booking, of course, with ForeUp booking is always pretty easy. It's just a couple taps of a button to select their tee time and get in and book at any given time for you. So it's always just a couple taps away. And again, in that custom branded mode, they're not looking at other golf courses. They're looking at yours only when they're looking to book a tee time. We do have the capability to build loyalty programs into the app. They can be points based or punch based. Punch based meaning do this X number of times, receive this. Points based, a lot of clubs are doing it that they're building it based on dollars. For every dollar spent, you get a point. And once you're in a certain number of points, you can use that almost in a shopping manner. This many points to receive this many points for a round of golf, whatever it may be that you want to put into it. And then, of course, staying connected to your customers through all the latest course and news events is a key component of the app. From there, we provide you a very simple way to manage all of this on the back end. It's 100% mobile friendly, which this bottom screen here shows. So you can manage it right from your phone or you can be on your desktop. But every single feature of the app is quick and easy to manage right from a dashboard, whether that's sending messages, whether that's putting news items in, building offers, operating your loyalty program, looking at reports of performance of the loyalty program or the offers or your notifications. Everything's built into a very easy to manage dashboard for you, easily accessible online, whether it's from a computer, phone, tablet, wherever you might want to go. Push notifications. Push notifications is one of the absolute keys in being able to communicate. For those of you who don't know, a push notification operates much like a text message. It's going to alert the golfer that a message has come in, or the user that a message has come in. It's going to light up on the lock screen of their phone. Your app's going to play a unique sound. It's actually the sound of a golf ball being struck and going into a cup. So they're going to know, great, it's a message from my golf course, and recognize that it's from you versus everything else that's coming into their phone. And there's a lot of capability with the push notification. So let's talk about that here briefly for you. Push notification is the number that you have unlimited. You can have as many push notifications as you want to send throughout the course of a month. You can send them to your entire audience. You can send them to a segment of your audience that's either been user identified or you've built, or you can send them down to a specific individual that you want to. And we can get into a little bit of those details as we move on here, but just know that they can go down to the specific individual you want, or any segments that are either user identified or you have identified within. You have the capability to deep link to any portion of the app or anywhere online that you'd like to drive users. What do I mean by that? As you can kind of see here in the faded background, this is a push notification showing up on the screen. Some of you may know when you operate that push notification, you either tap it or you swipe across it, it goes to somewhere when the phone opens up from that lock screen. You can control where it goes. It can go right to your booking engine. It can go right to a specific news item that you have in the app. It can go right to an offer that you have there in the app. Wherever you'd like to direct them to, you can drive that direction. Almost think of it like a click-through on an email that you have, where you're designing where you want that traffic to go, and you can direct it right there in your app. Other pieces that are in here, and I see there are a couple questions that have come in from you, Doug. I'm going to address them right when I get to the end of this slide, so hang tight with me. I'll read Doug's questions and create a little interaction here, and I'll answer those as we get into here. Segmentation, when we talk about that, it's capable. I mentioned being user identified. You can build in interests. They want to know about current course conditions. They want to know about specials that you may have on merchandise in the golf shop. They want to know about upcoming events, social events at the club, or golf events at the club. Your users can opt into those, so you can target specific interests or customer ID fields. That could be members or non-members. That could be a home course if it's a multi-course app that you've decided to build. There are a lot of different functions that can be built in there that can be user identified segments. When I talk about segmentation also, I mentioned that you can identify them. We've just finished building a new capability within the app. It's launching maybe as we speak. If not, it's within the next couple days. So pretty much any of you that would get a new app right now, this would be included with it from day one for you. And that's the ability for you to drop in your own segments. It is based on criteria that you set up. They can be up to 1,000 people in a segment or down to one person in a segment, and anywhere in between. You can build those segments, you can save them, you can send messages out specific to them, whether it's to send a specific offer. Maybe a segment you've built or are building is you pull data out of your point of sale system that says, give me the list of people that it's been 30 days since they played the golf course, and I want to send them a message that says, we miss you, come on back, here's 10% off your next round of golf. And you've got 20 people that it's been 30 days, and you send that message out today to those 20 people, inviting them back. There's a lot of capability in there using data that you have from ForeUp and your point of sale system to send specific messages out. We can talk about that in more detail if you like. As far as sending goes, it doesn't have to be right now. If it's 10 o'clock at night and you know you want to send something out at 9 o'clock in the morning, you can sit down and schedule it and set it to go ahead and go out at the time that you want. It's built to meet your workflow needs. It's not built that you have to get in and send it right now like you would a text message. And then we are providing full analytics on the back end for you, so you can learn what's going on with your users and learn which types of your messages are the most effective, which ones you'd like to maybe not send as often because they weren't receiving the response that you liked. I mentioned a couple questions. Doug Brown asks, he owns multiple courses. Can he cross-market course B on course A's app? The app's yours, Doug. You can do whatever you like. If you if you want to run multiple apps for multiple courses, you can absolutely do that. You can push from one to the other. You can also, we have a number of apps out there, especially municipalities are doing this quite a bit, because a city will have 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 golf courses. They'll build them all into the same app. We'll build a container app for you that has all of your courses. That way you're in one place within your own. So it can be your choice as to what you do there. Doug also asked, does the F&B require ForeUp Facebook and a ForeUp integration, or can this integrate with our restaurant point of sale? So at the moment, what it does is we install an application on the point of sale computer that you're running, and that application will give you basically a pop over on top of your point of sale application that tells you this order's just come in, and give you the details of the order. I'm going to detail a little bit of the coming soon with ForeUp integration of some of the things we're going to be doing. At some point down the road, we've not set a timeline on the roadmap yet for integration into food and beverage point of sale, but with integration, there are going to be unmeasurable new capabilities built into the app, and we'll talk about that as we get to it here a little bit later on, as what some of the coming soon features are. But right out of the gate, it doesn't require the full-on integration. You can run with us now, and then down the road, as integration continues to build between us and ForeUp, those capabilities are just going to increase for you and get a whole lot better. From here, let's move along. Geofence notifications. So the cool thing about push notifications on the previous slide is you can send those at any time you want, and they're going to go to the audience you want. Well, a geofence notification is going to be the same as a push notification, but it's going to send based on your user's location. For example, Jim Jones walks into a PGA Tour Superstore, and he gets a message from you. And that message from you says, something about, well, we know it all comes up at the end of the year. Buy 3 dozen Titleist Pro V1s and get your 4th dozen free. And the balls are completely customizable. You can pick your own number. You can put your own logo on it, whatever it may be. What we basically want to do is we want to take a swipe at that customer in a way that we know they're going in, possibly shopping golf merchandise. Let's put a pitch out there for some merchandise. We want to, one common thing, this app's actually from one, as you can see, in the Phoenix Scottsdale area. There's a course that is really, they're a semi-private course. They've been heavy in trying to sell memberships, and they decided to target neighborhoods surrounding their golf course. So when people enter back into their neighborhood, maybe the end of a work day, they're potentially getting a message that says something about memberships there at the club. Now, they've set that frequency for that message, so it's not happening to them day after day after day and potentially turning them off. They've sent that frequency to the message to be once every, I think they have it set at once every 10 days, so they're not getting bombarded with those messages, but they are working on helping them try to sell memberships. You can have up to as many as 20 geofences running in the app at any given time. The default message, like I'm mentioning to you, would be the one that's going to play when people cross that geofence and send to them, but you can also set custom messages. And what I mean by that is, at any given time period, maybe you're running a special, and when somebody enters that geofence, you want that message to be different than what your default message is. So you set the date and time range that you want this different message to run, and during that time period it'll run. When that time period expires, it'll either move on to the next custom time period or go back to your default message that you had in there. But with geofence messages, a lot of great stuff you can do just based on user location, not just the time you want to send it. Promo materials. One thing that we provide for you is a way to help you promote your app. So there are a lot of digital files we're going to give you, everything from cart signs to table tents to posters to go in the shop, online graphics for you, whether it's for social media, whether it's for your website, wherever it may be, or even signs for on the course, maybe for the first tee, the 10th tee, wherever you might like to put them on the course. But we'll provide these files for you to get to print. We'll even provide for you very heavily discounted printing capability, since we're pretty deeply connected to a number of printers and get a wholesale cost on these. We never look to make money on these printed materials, so anything you want to order print, if you're not connected to a printer of your own, we can help you out with that as well. But quite a bit in the printed material capability, and if you need anything special, let us know. We've got a graphic design team here. We can help you out with that a little bit too. From here, tournament software. We do have a tournament software capability built into this that does provide live scoring, live leaderboards, uh, online registration. You can have a unique website for every tournament you want that people can get in, register for the tournament, even pay for the tournament that they're going to be in. And this site is unique to every event that you're hosting. Scoring format capabilities built into there for you for most of everything you'll be handling: best balls, better balls, match plays, Stableford, scrambles, team and individual events, gross and net capabilities. We do have full integration in and out with GIN. So for a net capable tournament, you can pull them in just by GIN number. It'll grab their most current index at the time and date of the event, convert that to course handicap, and be all set for you just straight from a GIN number for the player that's in there. Doug had another question. Let me answer this question real quick. When they register for the tournament, does that feed into the ForeUp tee sheet for the event? It feeds into the event sheet that's built into the tournament software. To feed into the ForeUp tee sheet for the event, that is something that we can consider in the deeper integration. Another piece in the coming soon with integration that we can talk about. That is something we can absolutely consider in getting into there. What you can do currently with the online registration for that tournament is output to a spreadsheet, and then I'm pretty sure we can get some ForeUp clarification on this, that you can drop that spreadsheet then into the ForeUp tee sheet, or have everything easy to use from there.
Rob, that's correct. We have the ability to import spreadsheets, and it kind of feeds across to the tee sheet with some settings.
Perfect. So with deeper integration, we'll be able to go a whole lot further, but right now it should be pretty easy to get there. As a follow-up question, so when we access the tourney sheet and type into the tee sheet event, you could actually just grab that tourney sheet, Doug, and then just drop it in to the ForeUp tee sheet and go from there. So it won't be as manual as accessing it and typing it in. It'll just be kind of a drag it from one place, drop it into the other position. The offer locker, one of the next features. This is a new feature for us this year. The offer locker allows you to have, it's basically like a Groupon. I hate to say Groupon because Groupon's often associated with major discounts. This isn't necessarily a discounting piece, but it's offers specific to what you're wanting to do at the course. And they're offers that reside in the app for you. Those offers can go to specific individuals, they can go to specific segments of individuals, or they can go to your whole audience and be available this way. And you can offer anything you like. You can have as many offers running as you want. You can set expiration dates on offers if you'd like to. Everything's capable here for you in this. As an example of an offer going to a segment, one common thing I would see a course do would be post a tournament. After a tournament, take that list of players that you have, build a bounce back offer. Come on back in and play anytime you like within the next 30 days for $10 off your green fee, and you can send it out to that list of people that came and attended your tournament. What happens is this shows up on the home screen of their app and their phone, and only those people who are eligible to receive that offer will it show up on their phone. We're also working on some new pieces that we can offer. We're going to be introducing soon a smart course app. This is going to be just a little bit of a difference in your app, that you'll be able to have a new capability where we'll be able to layer in some artificial intelligence that's coming within about the next 30 to 60 days. And we'll make that announcement through ForeUp with you, that we'll be able to take information and learn based on these offers how your customers are behaving toward them or with them, and make smarter decisions on what offers are receiving the most attention. If we send out a $5 off offer and a $7.50 offer off, is the $5 one receiving just as much traction? We can just scrap the $7.51 and go with that. So there'll be a lot of machine learning that goes into this, and be able to follow up here with you in some details. We launch this feature coming soon. The offer locker is available now. Some of the artificial intelligence is coming within the next, like I said, about 30 to 60 days. Do they pay through the one question about tournaments? Let me follow up with this real quick. Do they pay through the tournament app or in person? That's your choice. Your choice as to where they pay. You can set it up that they just pay in person, or you can set it up that you accept payments online through the registration. Your choice there. Moving on, rewards. I wanted to touch on the loyalty programs quickly. I did mention them earlier. Your choice as to what it is. You can run as many different programs at a time as you want. They can be points based, they can be punches based. We give you a full dashboard on the back end of everything to give you all the details. Which of your employees were identifying specific rewards, what redemptions are available, how many rewards have been completed, down to the customer, every single date and every single interaction that's gone on. All of that detail is built into your dashboard, and we can even set it up that you get a daily email if you'd like on what's going on with that program on the previous day's activities. So all of that capability is built in there for you. Again, one of the primary reasons to get all of this onto their smartphone is this narrows the traffic and narrows the behavior to just your material only. Again, with full integration with ForeUp into here. Practice ranges. When we talked about compelling features for them to have the app, one thing that's common, I know my home club, I'm a member of a club here in San Diego, Bernardo Heights Country Club, and they've just gone through an overseeding process recently. So at the practice range, we've got a great practice facility at the club, but the practice range, the hitting area can vary by about 60 or 70 yards forward or backwards, and it's also about, I want to say it's close to about 100 yards wide left to right. So the distances to the targets that are on the range can vary by quite a bit. So we've built a GPS feature into the app that no matter where you're at in the range, forward, backwards, left or right, you'll have an accurate distance on your phone right there to the targets. Big feature for teaching pros, big feature for anybody that's there to be able to know that whatever target you're looking at, you can always have an accurate distance. It's one more reason, though, that we've built into here for your people to be able to download your app and get all that information in front of them for you. Moving along, OnTap food and beverage. So we did mention this earlier. OnTap is what we've branded our food and beverage capability here. There are two food and beverage modules within the app. One of them is just out of the gate in the app, no extra expense or any details there. And it's the ability for them to just tap a button to make a call to whatever phone number you've decided to place their order over a phone call. No payment capability or anything in there, but that's built into the app at no additional cost for you. OnTap is an optional feature. Whether you would want to choose it or not is up to you, but OnTap allows all of your menu to be built into here as you see. They can choose the item. They can pick whatever options there are with the item, hold the tomato, extra mayonnaise, whatever it is that they may want to put into there, and place their order. You can decide what you'd like to do on fulfillment. Some clubs are actually delivering on course and delivering right to them on the course. Some clubs are just pickup only. Some courses are using this very heavily for takeout orders to surrounding neighborhoods. People that aren't even at the golf course that day, they're driving takeout business to the restaurant there at the club. Whatever it is you like to do, we can help you build in that capability. You can, just like the tournament software, choose what you do on payment. You can accept payment right through the app, or you can accept payment when they pick it up, or it can be optional. They can pay through the app or pay when they pick it up. All of those components depend on what you choose to do with the app. It's your app, capabilities are yours. We'll work with you on helping you set it up the way you want. Moving along, some additional features. We do have a monthly tournament series. We found that golfers are more excited about playing golf if they're in some kind of competition. So we've built in a monthly tournament series. That monthly tournament series is always either a best ball or a modified Stableford, meaning the more times they play a round of golf in the best ball, the better their score is going to be. It'll take a combination of all of their scorecards throughout the course of that month, pick their best hole for each one of their best score for each one of the holes, and make that their best ball score throughout the course of the month. The modified Stableford will give them points, modified in increments of 10 points instead of 1 point for this, 2 points for that. It's increments of 10 for bogey or better, and will add up their points throughout the course of the month. They'll be able to see where they rank on a worldwide basis, but then also at your individual course. So what a lot of courses are doing to spice up this competition is they're having they're putting up surprises, maybe a dozen Pro V1s or a round of golf or whatever it may be, but taking this feature that's already built for you and running a month-long competition. Obviously, the more a golfer plays, the better their score is going to be, the better your bottom line is going to be, the more they play at your course. So it's another way to build some loyalty. We decided that when a golfer has a choice of where to play, if they can be in a competition for potentially prizes, they're more interested in playing there than they are at a course that's not offering something along that. Score posting, I mentioned that. We do have integration to GIN, GolfNet, Golf Canada in different regions. Score posting is there. It's just once you've logged in, it retains your login, a one-touch score posting at the end of your round of golf, whether it's a 9-hole or 18-hole round. It's there for you, built in. Pop-ups. Pop-ups will come up from hole to hole. If you'd like to have something pop up in between the GPS screens, maybe it's a click here to order your food at the turn, or maybe it's a touch here to tell us how we're doing, and it connects to a survey so you can start collecting some more information from your golfers. Or if you're running a tournament and you'd like to sell space on the app to hole sponsors, you can incorporate that into pop-ups. Those pop-ups can link to anywhere you want, even websites. We are working on a pace of play feature that's going to go a little bit deeper than this. Hopefully we'll have some announcements for you early in Q1. But right now we do have the capability for anybody that is using the app on the course for you to see where they're at approximately, and to also see where they're at with regard to pace of play. Are they 10 minutes ahead? Are they 30 minutes behind? It doesn't always mean that it's that group, but at least gives you a little bit of a snapshot as to what's going on in the course. Maybe it's a group ahead of them by a couple holes that may not be using the app that is the holdup if you're having an issue, but that a little bit of a snapshot as to what's going on in the course is available there in your dashboard. We did mention custom buttons. As you can see here, these buttons that are in the app, 100% custom. You can include anything you want, the language that's in there, how you word it, entirely up to you. All of that's built into there. We do have a very strong support team here, but in your dashboard, there are about 15 or 20 different training videos that are screen capture with voiceover videos that at a moment's notice can give you some instruction on how to use different features of the app. And then I did mention leaderboards for you also earlier. Moving along, coming soon. I want to talk about some of the things coming soon. We will soon have a single sign-on with your ForeUp dashboard. So when you log into ForeUp, as you have with some of the other apps that ForeUp offers currently, you'll be able to click into your custom branded mobile app dashboard as well, right from there. That's coming shortly. And another thing that we do have coming shortly with integration, I want to talk about integration, as I mentioned earlier, for some of the deeper things, give you kind of a here's how we envision the future growing, but coming very soon is a T-sheet and point of sale integration that's going to support mobile check-in and payment. So you may choose to set it up that your app looks at the T-sheet for tomorrow, and you send a message out to everybody that's got a tee time for tomorrow saying, we see that you've got a 10:30 tee time tomorrow. Would you like to go ahead and check in for that tee time now? I travel some for business, and when I travel, I stay often in Marriott hotels, and the Marriott app does this, and it's so convenient. It's such a user-friendly and rewarding feature that I get the push notification a day or two before I'm scheduled to arrive, and I can go ahead and check into my room right there in the app. It's super cool. It's a great user experience, and what it really does for you is it changes the dynamic of the interaction between your staff and your customers, because now when they come into the golf shop, your staff is not, as this behavior changes, they're not committed to spending all of their time with just a long line of people checking in for their tee times. They can start having more meaningful conversations with your customers. It can be about players cards you offer, or did you know that we've got some extra Travis Matthew merchandise over here in this rack. I know that you like Travis Matthew, sir. Check out some of the specials we have on these shirts going on right now. It can deepen that customer experience between your staff and the customer, because we're relieving some of that burden from them of the tedious work with that direct connection. Other things that are going to happen with integration, as you can imagine, connected to a point of sale, all of your data about all of your customers resides there. So as we continue to build on this relationship with ForeUp, there will be a point where you'll be able to start mining, just like a coal miner. You're going to be able to start digging away at some of that data and pulling data out based on categories you want. It could be things like I mentioned, where it's that let's find everybody who hasn't played in 30 days and send them a message. Well, that will become more of an automated process than a manual process that it would be right now. It can be accomplished manually right now, but it will become those types of things will become more automated. It could be whatever information resides in the point of sale, birthdays, anniversaries, whatever you collect, you can start messaging individuals directly based on any data that you want to pull out of there. It's been a big buzzword in the industry for years, how important data is, but nobody's really talked about how to use it. We're now, through this integration with ForeUp, going to be providing you tools to be able to start making use of this data as it's coming in a meaningful way to drive revenue or experience and engagement, and build that golf community with your course, with this connection between ForeUp and us. One last slide here. I do want to talk about ongoing support. Of course, you have your support team at ForeUp. That is a best-in-class support team, best in the world. We feel that we've got an equal one here. We will be providing as much customer support as you need. Every one of you that joins with your own custom branded app is going to get a dedicated account manager assigned to you here on my staff. You'll have full access to our entire account management customer service team, but you'll have a dedicated person that's reaching out to you frequently to talk about new features, to talk about usage things that we see going on with your app. If we have a suggestion for you, if we see anything going on that we feel like we'd like to bring to your attention, we'll be reaching out to you, but we're also available for you to reach out to us at any given time. Technology maintenance. As you guys all know, with your smartphones, you'll see operating system updates or changes within the phones, or even just a new phone coming out. One thing that we do is we ensure that we're always either A, compliant, or B, at the cutting edge with all the new technology to be making the best use of it. So you know that when you're on with us, one of our main things is we are always moving forward with making sure between Apple and Android we've got the best technology put in front of you. Features and improvements, you're going to be hearing about those all the time. I even mentioned a few things that are coming right now on our roadmap. We always want to be improving, so that's always going to be coming to you. We do have online chat support through our website as well, and telephone support, of course. Email, reach out to us anytime via email. Our online training videos, obviously, since they're online, they're available for you 24/7 in your manager dashboard, and 100% of everything we do is cloud-based. So you're not committed to one specific computer or one specific piece of hardware. You're 100% cloud-based. So your phone, a tablet, a computer, any location, anywhere you're at that you can get on the internet, you have access to be able to operate at any given time. That's kind of what I have there. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to type them in. I'm going to kind of turn it back over to Kyle here, and we can hang tight for a little while as we go.
Thank you so much, Rob. As you guys can see, we've partnered with Best in Class. Gallus is an amazing feature set and a great partner. So we welcome any of your questions. You can raise your hand. There's a little icon, like a little raise your hand button. We can unmute you, or you can type. If you click that orange arrow, you can pop it out and then type in a question.
Okay. I did just get one question, Kyle. Doug, you asked, you're interested to know where the on-tap order goes directly to your food and beverage point of sale. Yes, that's it. So your food and beverage point of sale, we actually work with you to install an application right on that point of sale system computer. And on that point of sale system computer, that application will run on top. If you can imagine, this isn't necessarily the best tech speak here, but it'll run on top of the application that's running your food and beverage point of sale. And what will happen is your food and beverage point of sale screen will be there, and it's called a pop over, not a pop up, a small window screen will come up on top of your food and beverage point of sale. It will also play a sound if you want it to. And it's going to let you know you've got an order pending. You've got an order pending. It's not going to let you forget about it. It's going to alert you again based on an amount of time that you set. You could say, hey, if this doesn't get processed within 2 minutes, alert me again. If it doesn't get processed within 2 minutes, don't just alert me here on this point of sale, but alert me via text, via phone call, whatever it is. And that system will alert wherever you've designated there for that to happen. So until you've actually acknowledged that the orders come in, click through it, that you are entering it into your point of sale system, it's going to be screaming at you basically, you've got an order, you've got an order, you've got an order. But it does operate right on the same computer as your food and beverage point of sale runs. I hope that answered your question. Next question, how do payments for golf or tournaments come to the course? So golf with a mobile check-in, as that's built out, will operate connected through the integration right to your ForeUp point of sale. That's coming soon. Right now for tournaments, food and beverage, anything else, we operate through payment processor Stripe. So you'd set that account up one time. That payment will run through Stripe for you. Once it's set up for you, the only thing you would have to do would be for your books, a reconciliation of payments came in from this source and add that to your other payments coming in from the other source. But as far as processing or disbursement of money, the bank accounts, that all is handled automatically. Well, if that's a word, automatically. Once you've set up that Stripe account the one time. As the integration with ForeUp deepens and deepens with tournaments and deepens with food and beverage, we can cut Stripe out of the picture and just go direct to your payment processing with ForeUp and that point of sale. The most immediate thing is going to be check-in for tee times, but the food and beverage component and tournament component will be part of the integration as we deepen that through the course of the next year or so with ForeUp. Darla, let me know if that didn't answer your question. Doug, you did ask, even if you are running a different food and beverage point of sale, you're running yours through Cisco right now? Yes. Cisco's run on a computer. Yes, we'll install that with you right on top of the point of sale that you're running in your food and beverage. Doesn't matter which one it is. We can help you with that. Question for you, Kyle. Bottom line, what is the cost to us and the customer?
That's a great question. And the price for Gallus app is $2.99 per month plus a small setup fee. There are some options to get that down a little lower, and we can talk through those after this call.
Okay. I think that followed up, Carla, that was a Carla Smith's question. Mitch Duncan, I think you just asked the same question basically. Either of you, please follow up with another typed in question if that did not answer what you're looking for, because I think I just combined a couple of them there, Kyle.
Perfect.
Here's a question from David Clausen. Battery life is always an issue with GPS on the phone. What is battery life with your app? What about coupons? Can you target one or more customers monthly? So a couple questions combined. Oh, there's a bunch here from you, David. Let me go through these. Battery life. Battery life is an issue that we've addressed. Yes, we've done as much as we can to eliminate issues with eating up a battery, using a battery. One personal experience I've had with it is I played in a tournament recently, just Friday last week, and it's a fun tournament, but one of the longest ones I play in each year. I think the round of golf was close to 6 hours and 15 minutes long. I was the one in charge of keeping score in the app throughout the course of the day for our foursome. So not only did I keep score, but I was looking at yardages, and of course, being away from the office on a Friday for that long, I was answering emails, text messages, everything else. I started the day, I want to say, at about 95, 96% on my battery in the morning at about 8 o'clock in the morning. And I finished the day at dinner, leaving dinner after the tournament at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening, with still about 55 or 60% left on my battery. So we've built it in such a way that it's not a big drain. It's more than if you weren't using your phone. But we found with most people, they're using their phone pretty regularly throughout the course of a day anyway. And it's really no more drain than just any normal phone usage. And it's not a ton of time. People are in and out in the GPS, in and out in the scorekeeping, and not spending a lot of time there. So an average round is about 20 to 25% battery life that it will use through a 4.5 to 5 hour round. Another question that you asked here, David, is what about coupons? Can you target one or more customers? You can target down to one, up to as many as your entire user base, and any combination in between there. So we can work with you on helping you build out the segments you want, but yes, you can target as specifically as down to one person, or any number or combination that you want to in between, and can be built out to have expiration dates, time limits, whatever you'd like in there. The monthly tournament series, they must need to be doing the app scorekeeping. So yes, they do have to keep their score in the app to be a part of the monthly tournament series. That's how it is all registered, and all the scoring goes in there. We generally have in season, with the mix of our current customers. We've got about 800 golf courses that we're working with right now. The mix of our current customers is heavy toward an American summer season. We'll have about 5,000 ish golfers that are participating on a monthly basis worldwide. It's up to the course if they can generate a little bit more heavy usage, just based on how they promote any kind of contest or anything they have going on. One final question that you had here, David, before I move on to any more, is with the loyalty program, can you divide that between F&B, Golf Income, Pro Shop? You can build the loyalty program out to be specific to any vertical within your business. So we do have courses that have just food and beverage loyalty programs, just golf programs, just merchandise programs. We've got some that are semi-private clubs that are members only, and non-members programs. The programs are completely customizable, and can be split in any way that you'd like to split them up. Other questions. Joe Brown, is there going to be a system in place for covering inventory? Specifically, having a scanner scan all inventory items into the system would be great. If we could have a scan it, have the system update automatically, it would save time and mistakes, counting by. So this is something that I think we would consider into a deeper integration as time goes by. At the moment, that doesn't exist. I probably would like to talk to you a little bit more offline from this webinar, Joe, as to, and I think with ForeUp too, because this would be an integration type question as to exactly in a little bit more detail what you're looking for and how you would see it set up and work for your club. I know we're always open to suggestions from our customers. It's one of the ways we learn and grow quite a bit. So I'd like to have a little bit deeper conversation with you there about how you'd like to see it work for us to understand it completely. But with a deep integration, yes, every phone on the screen has the capability of us plugging something in there that's scannable, whether it's a QR code or a barcode or whatever it might be. But again, understanding what you're looking for would help us some there. So we'll look to have a discussion separate from that as we start to develop that deeper integration. Bob Klein asks, we own 2 facilities within 5 miles, $299 per month. So the price, and Kyle, you can correct me if I'm wrong, the price is based on a per facility a price. So it would be $299 per month times 2 if you wanted to combine them in the same app, or you could choose 2 different apps, unless, Kyle, you're choosing to do something different than what I just said.
Yeah, we can look at that scenario just to see what the capabilities are within Gallus. So that's just a specific case situation, and we can obviously do some bulk pricing as well. So we can look at that.
Yeah, I think that may answer your question also, Wendy. You asked us pricing estimate you gave for a single app with multiple facilities per facility within the app. One thing I want you all to remember is we kind of started the webinar here with talking about how this is a custom solution. So there may be some custom pricing depending on your individual solution that needs to be programmed in here for you. My recommendation is talk to Kyle or your account manager at ForeUp. They can go through what the solution is that you need for your particular facility or facilities and work out those details for you. excuse me, Michael asks, when I send out a push to a segment of my clients, can they be directed to a video? Location of our desire, can it be sent to a video? Yes. As long as that video either resides in your app or online, there's some place for us to direct them to. It could be YouTube, Vimeo, on your website, anywhere that we can point to. Yes, we can go right to a video. There are some clubs that do this right now. We work with some that have playing tips that they put out in a video, whether it's a Pro Tip Tuesday or a Friday fix or a Wednesday workshop, whatever they may call it. We've got a number of clubs that are doing exactly that. And when that push notification is tapped or swiped, it goes directly to where that video resides. Good question. How will this work if we're a current customer of Gallus? Will we get all these features? So if you are a current customer of Gallus, you have all of these features minus the segmentation down to a specific user, and the only reason you don't have that right this minute is because that is launching within the next few days. So when we launch that in the next few days, that will be coming out. All of you who are current Gallus customers, or if you're a combined ForeUp and Gallus customer, and Kyle, I'll make this available for you to share as well. We will be hosting a webinar on the launch of that feature on November 15th. So in just a couple weeks, 2 weeks from today, actually, we're hosting another webinar on the specific details. That'll be more of a this is how you do it webinar to teach you how to segment down to that individual. As far as the other things, the only things in here that we mentioned that are optional features, or as an optional feature, is the on-tap food and beverage. So if you are a current customer of Gallus and you don't have that, but you'd like to add it, I would reach out through your ForeUp account manager based on this partnership, or you can reach out to us here at Gallus and we'll work with your ForeUp account manager to get this set up. But OnTap can be added. It takes a little bit of time to add it in if your app's already existing, because we've got to build out your menu, get the integration set up with your point of sale system, but it can be done as quickly as about 2 weeks and live and available in your app from there. Making sure, Doug Brown asks, will transactions through the app be tagged in date as Gallus so that we can evaluate ROI? So this depends on how you want to set it up. Some courses are setting this up, whether it's in your booking engine, you're setting up a separate channel that's a URL that you can designate. It did come from the app to base the ROI there, to say these are app specific booked ones or whatever it may be. But yeah, we can work with you on those details to be able to create a designation in your reporting as to what's app, what's not app. And that's something that our support team, when you're going through the setup of your app, you can detail those things and we can make sure it's set up correctly for you. So it can be done. Some courses are doing it, some are not. It really varies from course to course. Data, not date. I'm making sure I'm getting through all the questions. Kyle, if you want to make note, Wendy Gibson had to jump off the webinar, but she does want to have a conversation. She's New York State Parks.
Okay.
David Clausen asks, $2.99 per month for the app. What about seasonal course? Most courses do have some seasonal quality to them. We found that the app is one of the most important things to run 12 months long. So there are no seasonal aspects to it as far as shutting down service or limiting it. You do have to keep it live year long, because if we turn it off during an off season, we have to go through setup of the app all over again, and sometimes potential setup expenses could be equal to what you could run into as far as just paying for it monthly. But some of the things that we've seen that are super important in an off season for a course is, one, remaining connected and keeping that engagement going with your customers. Where that's super important, I remember this happening last year with a group of courses in Maryland that we were talking with. They had a span of about 2 weeks, the end of February, beginning of March, where it was unseasonably warm. They had temperatures into the mid 70s. They were able to get the golf course open because of the app and that engagement that they ran throughout the entire winter time, based on other things that I'll mention in a minute that a lot of successful courses are doing. they were able to drive some additional traffic right away. Course is open, get out and play. Here's what we have going on, those types of things. But other interactions that happen very heavily during the off season are membership sales that you're running in November and December for the next year. Event bookings, whether those are holiday parties in the off season or they are booking weddings for the season. Weddings are being booked 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, 2 years, sometimes in advance. So maintaining that connection and having all of your information out there. Merchandise sales. Maybe you want to run a holiday merchandise sale, or you'd even like to work with us to build an online store for you to be able to sell course merchandise in the wintertime as holiday gifts or whatever you may be looking at. All these capabilities are in there. So there is no shut it off in the season capability, but there is actually on the flip side a lot of importance to maintain that connection to your customers while you're in the off season. Joe Brown asked, you mentioned room on the app for advertisement. Is this something we can push to sponsor? Example, add a sponsor to our app for advertisement. Can we use this to promote sponsorship for other companies? So the question for the answer for that is yes. I actually have one course in Maryland that they wholly pay for their app with sponsorships, whether that's whole sponsorships and tournaments, uh, just tons of things that they include in advertisements through the app. So yes, you can do that. Those can be pop-ups around the course. Those can be custom buttons during that are running all the time. They can be things that are running just that you have running just during tournaments, whatever you like. But yes, you can work with sponsors here, and I've seen apps actually even make money on their app. They don't just offset their $2.99 per month. Sometimes they're getting $400, $500, $600 a month or more in through sponsorships, reaching out, being able to reach your audience, and they make money on their app just from sponsors alone. One more question. It says here, will customizable league play, such as an industrial league, run for, say, a 4-month span be available? So the answer to this is right this minute in our tournament software, no, that is not available. However, when we talk about us partnering with best-in-class providers, one that we are working on some scoring integrations right now. And 3 companies that we're looking to have scoring integration with early into 2019 include Golf Genius, Vision Perfect, and Golf League Tracker. Golf League Tracker is built exactly for this. It will run a league through an entire season of a league for you, utilizing Gen, updates, everything that you have there, and all the push notifications. Even segments can be built for just those league members alone to send messages directly to them. And season-long leaderboards are for individual league events, and then a league season-long leaderboard. They'll be available and built in. So that's something we're working at having done somewhere in Q1 to integrate with our current tournament software. I think that may have answered your question too, Doug. Their own tab in the app. So yes, once that's in there, you can have as many buttons or tabs in the app. They can appear on your home screen, or they can appear in a side menu only. Side menu being that same thing that we see in online websites and mobile apps all the time, the little 3 bars that appear in either the top left or top right. It can be there, and you can build any kind of custom materials or data in there that you'd like to for a league or any other setup. Can be done. That is the last of the questions that have been typed in. How did you have anything to add?
You know what? I just wanted to say thanks. I know we're all muted for the most part, so we can't clap, but obviously the technologies that Gallus is providing, it's just totally evident that it's something that complements ForeUp perfectly, because we handle the business operations to a really deep level, but we don't really interact as much as possible with the players, the customers of our clients. And that's why we wanted to work with Gallus, because they handle that customer experience and interaction in phenomenal ways. So thanks for showing us how that works.
Sure.
And we look forward to answering any questions that anybody might have. And really, the retention of Gallus is super high, indicating that the ROI is quite favorable. I'm a firm believer that golf is on the rise, and that's going to be further enabled by interacting with the players in the way that they're using their technologies, which is through their phone.
One, thanks, Kyle. There was a hand raised that I don't think you typed in a question, so I unmuted you actually here. Ronald, forgive me if I pronounced your name wrong, Lockram or Lacram. I've unmuted you. If you have a question, I saw your hand is raised, your virtual hand is raised. So I can hear you now if you wanted to talk. Or not. Hands back up, hands down. Are you there, Ronald? Did you have a question? Okay, maybe not. Well, if nobody has anything else, please feel free to reach out to your ForeUp customer success manager, account manager. You can reach out to me also, and I can help answer any questions. My name is Rob Hoffman. I'm vice president at Gallus Golf. My email address is just rob, at gallusgolf.com. And again, any of your connections with ForeUp, please feel free to reach out to them. We'll make sure we get your questions answered. And timing wise, one question that nobody asked on this: how quickly can we get something like this moving for you? It's usually about 2 to 4 weeks is the quickest we can work. So if you would decide you want to do this with your ForeUp account management team, we can get something like this launched for you definitely before the beginning of the year. Usually in about a 2 to 4 week span, we can get you through the implementation phase and have your own app built and up and running.
Excellent. And if anybody needs to get a hold of me, you can just reach me at kyle@foreup.com or just call the support line and they'll get through to me.
Very good. I want to thank everybody for attending. Oh, one more question just came in. After you have the league or tournament started, will we have the capability to print out the results throughout the year and tournament printout from week to? Absolutely. So tons of printout capabilities. One thing I didn't mention with the tournament software, all of your cart signs, tee sheets, your check-in sheets, scorecards, but then all of the results can be printed out after the fact for you. Rule sheets for the day, tons of print capabilities are built into there. Print capabilities can also include sponsor logos for the events and information about them as well. So yep, can be done.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Rob. Thanks everybody for learning and joining, and we look forward to answering any more questions you might have.
Thanks everybody. Have a great day.